right, the first thing we're going to look at before we go into our suffixes is we're going to look at figurative language. Remember, figurative language helps to create a special effect or feeling when you're reading a story. Some examples of different types of figurative languages are similes and metaphors. We said similes and metaphors, they are both comparing things, but one uses like or as and the other one does not. That's one thing is saying it is as another thing, and one of them says uses like or as. It's comparing using like or as. Metaphors compare two things by saying one thing is another thing. I am as happy as a clam. Or a metaphor, you must be a walking encyclopedia. You know a lot. Comparing yourself to an encyclopedia. Yes, sir. Huh? They can be. Can anybody else give me an example of a simile? Comparing two things using like or as. The sun is as hot as the desert.
The flood made it as filled with that. Does it make sense? It's not hard.
It's raining like cats and dogs. Comparing raining and cats and dogs.
It's raining really hard. Your house is like a zoo.
All right, a house is like a zoo. Comparing my house and a zoo. If my house is craziness at my house, then my house is like a zoo.
My house is the Russian military boot camp.
Oh, okay, cool. So your house is like a Russian military boot camp. Wonderful. And how would you explain that to a friend if somebody asked you what a Russian military boot camp is?
They're really hard on the Russians.
All right, they're strict. Would you say they're strict? Yes, Sebastian.
My dog is like an animal.
What?
My dog is like an animal.
Your dog is like a what?
Animal.
Like an animal, yes. Yes. Excuse me. Excuse me. 3. Another type of figurative language is an idiom. An idiom is a phrase that means something different from what the individual word says. So like an idiom is an expression meaning in a different from the literal meaning of the group of words. So if I said, I walked 1,000,000 miles, did I really walk 1,000,000 miles? Probably not, but I'm meaning that I walked what?
A long time.
A long time. So that is an idiom. All right, so we are going to turn to page 134 in your book, please. Open up page 134.
And then in our reading book, are we going to try to find prefixes and suffixes?
Nope. We just have to wait and see. It's the hard part about life. 134. 134. Well, that's responsible. Well, I don't have any extras, so you're just going to have to make sure you're looking at my board. Make sure you bring it tomorrow, please.
I'm sorry, I just found a paper I lost and I looked up.
All right, I would like for you to as I'm reading, be looking for an example of an idiom in paragraph 3. As I'm reading, be looking for an example of an idiom in paragraph 3. Now, of course, I would never swing my guide dog, Twyla, around my head. I mean, that's just a joke, especially since guide dogs really don't see for their owners like that. But Twyla does help me more than you can imagine. She helps me cross the street and yanks me back if a car is coming. She gets me around obstacles in the sidewalk and through crowded school hallways. She allows me to go anywhere and do anything I want. She's my companion, my friend, someone to talk to when I get really fed up, and basically we're partners. So, looking at paragraph 3, can you see an idiom in that paragraph? Well, there is an idiom in that paragraph. You need to figure out what it is. Idiom's not actually on our figurative language one.
Oh, it isn't?
No. Alex, this is your last chance. I'm done with the rude interruption, sir. An idiom. An idiom is a phrase that means something different from what the individual words say. We're just looking at paragraph 3. Nope.
Basically, one partner.
He could actually do that.
Oh.
Yes, Julia. 134. All right, Nathan, what you think? Huh? Okay, change your mind. Sebastian.
Swing my guide dog around my head.
Nope, not swinging the guide dog around your head. That's just an expression. Or a hyperbole. It's just not really actually doing it. Idiom is a phrase that means something different from what the individual would say. It's a phrase or an expression whose meaning is different from the actual meaning of it.
She gets me around obstacles in the sidewalk and through crowded school hallways.
No, because that's something that should actually happen. Just by her.
My dog's just
I'm good. How are you doing? I do. Sure can. Hey, Benjamin, you need to go to Miss Hartstrom. You know where Miss Hartstrom is? She's ready to go. Huh? No, just him. He's gotta be tested.
That guide dogs don't really see.
No, because they actually do see. It's something that,
It's a phrase.
it's a phrase
It's different from
from the way they would actually mean it. They say it, but they really mean differently.
Twyla helps me more than you can imagine.
Nope. All right, let's look at the last sentence. She's my companion, my friend, someone to talk to when I get really fed up. Those words, fed up, it means when I just am tired of it. That Twyla helps him when he gets fed up. Getting fed up means that person has had enough of something. That went a little, yes. In the library, the first door on the right. Miss Tart's room. The speech lady. All right, turn to page 136. Let's try it again. Let's look at paragraph 8. Twyla does have her moments. Sometimes she snores in class, which cracks everyone up, although once a teacher thought it was a student. And one time, some cleaning solution made the classroom floor a little slick, and Twyla hit it like Bambi on the ice, sliding all over. She still tiptoes in that class. So what type of figurative language do you find in paragraph 8? And what does it compare? Nathan?
Little Twyla cracks, like Bambi on ice sliding over.
I'm not calling on I know. So you need to sit quietly. Say that again, please. Say it again. All right, so what type of figurative language is that?
Metaphor.
Nope, not a metaphor. It's a simile. A simile compares two things using like or as. Twyla hit it like Bambi on the ice, sliding all over. Matthew was comparing Twyla sliding over a slippery classroom floor to Bambi the deer sliding all over the ice.
Then crack is one of the words we're going, not words, but what was that we were just trying to look for?
Idiom.
Idiom. Is crack an idiom or crack?
Yep, cracks everyone up. Yep, that's the type of idiom.
Not actually cracking.
Yep, they're not actually cracking, they're just laughing. It has a different meaning. Very good. All right, let's go to our, now let's go to our suffix page. Let me get to mine. If I ever lost this notebook, I'd probably cry. We're going to our we're done with the book right now. Needs to get us. Yeah. All right, looking at our suffix page. Suffix page, please. All right, we're going different types of suffixes today. Remember, suffixes are what part of the... Do you have a question?
Well, yeah, but it's a weird one. If a man eats an animal cracker and he's vegan, is he still vegan? Well, it's an
That's
animal.
not important right now, buddy, okay? Thank you. We can talk about that at recess. You can have all the conversation about that at recess you want. All right, so suffixes are where at in a word. You're not recopying this whole thing. You lost your paper, you're just going to have to start over. Where's the suffix at in a word?
The suffixes are at the end.
The suffix is at the end behind the root word. Prefix is where?
Beginning.
At the beginning of the word. Suffix is at the end. Prefix is at the beginning. Pre meaning before. That's one of our prefixes. All right. One of the words we're looking at is the suffix ness. N-E-S-S. So an example of this would be like goodness. Now we know the root word for goodness is what? Good. So ness has to be has to do with something being good. The next suffix is the M-E-N-T, ment, like argument.
It's cold.
It's not that cool. An example, argument or judgment. Has something to do with arguing with something. Judgment has to do with judging something.
Can you zoom in on the word
I can, sorry. What about the word luminous? What did luminous mean?
Luminous is to give off light.
To give off light. So lumen, meaning light. Ness, meaning has something to do with light. So it has something to do with light. So luminous means to give off light. Luminous, with the O-U-S, means light, or to give off light as well. That. All right. Remember last week when we talked about the different text structures?
Yes.
We had the comparing and contrasting text. We had the cause and effect. Comparing and contrasting does what? What does it mean by comparing and contrasting text? How they are what and how they are what? How they are alike and how they are different. Alright, then we have the cause and effect. What would happen in this type of text? If I said what's the cause, and then that, alright, so something happens, the effect is what happens because of it. Alright, so to explain what happened and why it happened, I got my shoes wet because it was raining. Okay? Because it was raining, I got my shoes wet. Then we have the sequence. When we talk about sequence, we talk about what? Something in order. Like a line sequence. That's a line that's in order. And then we have a problem solution. So you have a problem and then you have a solution. So the problem for the three little pigs is that their house got blown down. The solution was that they did what?
They went to their brother's house.
They went to their brother's house and the brother figured out what?
Brick.
He needed to build it with brick because brick is a stronger structure. So, okay. So the problem was that they didn't build with the right type of material, so then their house kept getting blown down. So that is a problem solution type of text structure. How a text is written. Text structure is just the way the information is organized in a text. Is it an emergency?
How is the roof that? Like, why can the roof blow?
I don't know. It is a children's story. It is not real. It's make believe. So I'm just using it as an example. Okay? All right, so open up your book to page 136. Oh wait, it should already be there actually. 136. Should already be there.
Yep.
I'm the only one that's not. One 36. All right, so looking at the text structure, we're going to reread the section that says on my own. We're going to try to identify the text structure of that section. So, let me read. Twyla can't do everything for me, and it's important that I fit in with everybody to not be known as the blind kid. I'm Matthew Cooper. That is who I am. To fit in, I know that I have to adapt. So if I want to play paintball with my friends, I'd make them wear buzzers so I know where they are. When I wanted to run the sound system for my school play, I put Braille labels on the controls. I read in Braille, which is a combination of raised dots that represent letters. My favorite thing to do is play golf. The idea is that my coach or my dad will position my club behind the ball and tell me how far the hole is. Then I swing. Trying something you've never done before definitely can be scary, but that's true whether you're blind or sighted. My thinking is you can't say no until you try. There's always a way to do whatever it is that you want to do. So what type of figurative no, just kidding, wrong thing. What helps Matthew play paintball and helps at his school plays?
He
Alex?
reads
Very good. So he puts buzzers on his friends so he can hear where they are, and he puts braille labels on the controls so he knows which one controls what. Now, how do these details help you understand the text structure? What is the text structure? How the author organizes the story, the information in the text.
Grabs parts to make it.
Right, so which type of text structure would it be? We have 4. We have compare and contrast, cause and effect, sequencing, problem solution.
I think cause and effect.
Okay? Anybody else want to tell me a different one that they think it is?
Or problem and solution, because the problem is that he can't do a lot of things, but the solution is that he has his dog and he finds ways to help him.
Right, so the problem with the playing paintball is that he can't see them, but the solution is that he does what? He makes his friends do what? Wear a buzzer. So it is a problem solution text structure. The problem about the school play, that he can't see the controls, what is his solution?
He puts braille.
He puts braille labels on the controls, so then he still is a part of it. I might go whack his table in just a second. Sit up. All right, so we will have a test on this tomorrow. Now, before we do anything, I'm going to pass out these a different type of book, and we're going to talk about a reading strategy to use. So, clear off your desk except for one piece of paper. Clear off your desk except for one piece of paper, please. Clear off your desk except for one piece of paper. Promise you're not playing. we're not going to get in this yet. We're going to talk about a strategy first, and then we'll get into it. All right, so first thing we're going to do is talk about a new reading strategy. All right, so reading strategy is what? What's a reading strategy? What? Say that again? Something that helps you read. Something that helps you to be able to take these passages that you're going to see on the EOG and make it easier for you to figure out the information. Okay? So, we're going to talk about that reading strategy that I was cutting out the other day. It is called runs. But before we can do runs, we need to think about what a stop. We need to know what a stop dot is. Okay? So we're gonna do this. Now, runs. Now, this is just like a strategy like Unravel. Some of y'all may have heard of Unravel in 3rd grade. All right, well, this is runs. Okay, well, this is a new reading strategy that we're going to learn. All right, so the first thing we need to know is what runs means. Okay, so the R in runs, so this is what you're going to write down. The R in run means what? Gabby, will you read it for me?
The R in one stands for read first and underline, make a prediction, and put it in the stop.
All right, so it means to read first and underline
And make a prediction.
and underline
Make it a prediction.
underline it. Oh, I forgot it. Make a prediction. This is kind of that. The prediction is just kind of like when we say the author's purpose. And put in stop dots. Put in stop dots. So, have we actually read the passage yet?
No.
No, we have not read the passage yet. So far, we're just going to read and underline it, and then we're going to make a prediction and put in the stop dots.
We don't know what stop dots are.
I'm going to tell you what the stop dots are after we figure out what runs means. Everybody needs to make sure they're writing this down. Alright, what is the next letter mean? Kamani? The U means what?
You mean underline keywords in the questions as you read them before anything else.
Alright, so the U means to underline keywords in the question as you read them before anything else.
I thought someone was at the door.
You okay?
It's just I got bit by a mosquito and I'm allergic to them, so it itches.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, bud. Alright, the next letter, excuse me, is N. Alex, will you read me what the N says? Starting with now. I guess not. No, Amari, go ahead, buddy. Read.
Now read entire passage carefully, stopping at each stop dot. Stop dots
Yep.
are for you to write something
stop. That's on there. For you to write something important or important from that chunk or section. Alex, you done writing this, bud? And then the last one is my S. S stands for, who wants to read it for me? Charles, go ahead.
Search the entire passage for each answer, eliminating wrong answers and underlining where you found the answers as part of text evidence.
So we're going to search the entire passage.
Fine, whichever you want.
For each question, just kidding. Each answer, question slash answer, and underlining where you found the answer for text evidence. Sit right where you're at, right beside that desk right there. There you go. Can you see now? And then the last thing we need to do is we need to figure out what a stop dot is. So a stop dot is a way of chunking your passages into smaller sections, okay? So a stop dot is a way to chunk or break apart the passage into sections. Into smaller sections. Once you stop dotted them, then you're gonna, once you read it, you're gonna write important information beside it. But we'll look at an example of that. So once you finish that, just put it in the corner of your desk so you can still see it. And then you're going to open up this green book to page 1. That's when you're finished.
Page what?
When you're finished writing, you're going to open up the book to page 1, but still keep this out in the corner of your desk.
Is this page? Wait, look at page 1, because there's not a page 1.
There is a page 1.
It's just page 7. There's no 1.
You're right. Miss Piper can't read her numbers today. Page 7. It looks like a 1 through my little clear thing here. Maybe not. I just looked too fast. A clip, the binder clip. Tell them just to wear one without it for right now, and then we'll fix it later. Yes. Oh, Alright, on page 7. So if you want, when you get these passages, y'all all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, this is the longest passage ever in my life, blah, blah, blah. But this runs strategy is going to help you to cut it down to be smaller so it's not as scary looking as y'all make it out to be. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pause right there and let me ask the other teacher this question real quick.
Can I use your notebook too?
Yes. Ava, you don't have this book. You're just gonna need a watch for right now. I didn't hear what you said, but that. Oh, I am good.
Is trail on the top?
No. Alright, sorry, I've asked a quick question. So, R stands for read first and underline it, meaning reading the title first and underlining it. So, if you want to, when you get your passage or your booklet, when you get your EOG, just write run up top. So you will know that you go through each one of them. So the R stands for what? Read and underline the what? Title and make a prediction. Alright, so you're gonna, let's put prediction right here. Alright, so we need to read our title. What's our title? Yes, I can. Underline it. Just by looking at the title, can we make a prediction? Go ahead, Gabby. Can we make a prediction? All right, what do you think it's going to be about?
Can I sharpen my pencil?
Yes. What do you think it's going to be about, Charles?
Somebody says he can't, but he doesn't anyway.
All right, so somebody that thinks they can't, but then they can. So you're going to write your prediction. That takes care of the R. We read and underlined the title. All right, the U stands for what? Underline the keywords in the question. As you read them before anything else. So we need to flip over to page 9. We need to go to our questions. Because we can't underline keywords in the questions if we don't look at the questions. So, looking at number 1, it says, based on the passage, what can the reader infer about Charles Boswell? So, what are some key words that I can pull out of that question? It says, based on the passage, what can readers infer about Charles Boswell? What's a key word? All right, Charles Boswell, he's a person. He'd probably be a key word. What about infer? Infer means what?
Like for the information.
An inference or a prediction. It says based on the passage, so it's not a right there question. It's gonna have to be you have to think it through. What can the reader infer? So that's us. Okay, so those are my key words. Yes. All right, looking at number 2, are we with me so far? Yes, okay. Number 2, the question is, which conclusion about the doctor's plan for wounded soldiers is supported by the passage? All right, so which conclusion about the doctor's plans for wounded soldiers is supported by the passage? You want my chair?
No, you told me to stand up, you can see this,
All right.
because Charles is in there.
Well, this is a tall chair. I'm just saying.
I need him to move his desk back and I slide my desk over.
No.
All right. It says which conclude. All right. What are my key words in this question?
I said, yes, Alex.
What are my key words in this question? Y'all look at question number 2. I've read it twice. What are my key words? Conclusion. Conclusion about what?
About the doctors.
Doctor's plans for wounded soldiers. And then I would probably say supported by the passage. Those are some key words. So we're going to be looking for the doctor's plans for wounded soldiers when we get back to it. You with me?
Yes.
Can you scoot it down? What's number 1?
You were staring at the screen. You got to keep focused.
My pencil broke.
Thank you.
Miss Betty is never here.
Yes, she is. She's here every day, except
I won't Friday.
she wasn't here on Friday.
Just like he needs a day sometimes.
I'm here every day.
Yes, you are.
You were searching for her? I was searching for you.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, Amari.
Sorry.
Can I use a notebook? Because I'm still on some half of the stuff that.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you know that.
That's what I can notice, right? All right, now the next question. We're still on what letter in our strategy? What letter are we at? U. We're still at U. Jaden. That's why you can't keep up, because you keep turning around. I'm moving on to number 3.
But we already did
Uh,
them.
What, buddy?
Did we already do them?
We're still on U. We've already done R.
Yeah, but
That was read, underline the title, and make a prediction. Okay? All right, looking at number 3. It says, use the dictionary entry to answer the question that follows. It says dictionary entry, caddy, noun, a small container used for holding tea. 2, a rack for organizing items. 3, an assistant who helps a golfer. 4, an automobile. It says which definition of the word caddy is used in paragraph 6. So what are my key words? Go ahead, Alex. What are my key words in number 3? Definition and Paragraph 6, and what word are we looking for? Caddy. So that's an important word we're going to need to know that we need to look for. All right, next page, looking at more questions. Number 4. Because that's not how we do this. All right, number 4. What is the best summary of this passage? So what are my key words? Best summary of the what? Passage. Number 5. I'll start moving quickly. So be ready to tell me. What is the most...
I need to clamp the whole my
Nope.
notebook.
Just put it flat. Put it flat. Number 5, what is the most important idea the reader can learn from Charles Boswell's life? What is the most important idea that the reader can learn from Charles Boswell's life? So what is my key words in this question?
I'm going to the bathroom at 9:30.
No, you're not going to tell me when you're going to the bathroom. You're going to have to ask to go to the bathroom, and then I will let you go. We'll all go to the bathroom together. So, what are my key words, Nathan? Most important idea? Learn about Charles Boswell's life. Number 6. What is the meaning of this sentence from paragraph 9? All right, what's my key word? Gabriel? Paragraph 9. And another one. What is meaning? Meaning, so we know we're going to have to figure out what it is. And number 7. Which sentence does not provide evidence that Boswell cared for others? What are my key words? Gabriel? Does not. What else? Nathan? Evidence. Sentence. Boswell cared for others. Number 8. In this sentence from the first paragraph, what does the word challenges mean? What's my key word? From the first paragraph, word challenges mean. Have we even read the text? No, we're just pulling out the important words in the question so it'll help us answer it later. And number 9. Based on the passage, which 2 statements describe why Boswell encouraged blind people? All right, based on the passage, which 2 statements describes why Boswell encouraged blind people? And number 10 and 11. And then we will go to our next letter. Number 10. What do photographs tell the reader about Charles Boswell? All right, what's my key word? Photograph. And about who? Charles Boswell. So we know it's going to have something to do with the photo. And then number 11, why did the author choose the structure of chronology to write the passage about Charles Boswell? So, author, structure, and about Charles Boswell. All right, so now, are we done with you? We've gone to my questions. Don't worry about the grammar part. We're just going to look at the... All right, so now we're going to go to N. What does N mean?
Now carefully stop.
At each what?
Stop dots. Oh. That's it. Now read.
Might be helpful.
Now read.
All right, but we need to put our stop dots in. So a stop dot's kind of like a chunk. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to just chunk out the thing. So I'm going to put a dot right here. It's about a chunk right there. I'm making this big thing into, all right, then I'm going to do another one. I'd probably put 2 stop dots on this page.
Can I move my desk near the interpreter?
Not right now.
Later? Lunch?
Maybe. All right. We're going to go to the next page, and we're going to chunk that. So we're going to look at it, and we're going to say, oh, that's a big thing. So let me start at my top. Let's say go down about 3 paragraphs. Go down about 3. Three paragraphs, and then we'll put the last one at the bottom. So now we're just looking at each section instead of worrying about having to read the whole thing and get overwhelmed by all this information.
I can't see the whole paper.
Oh, sorry. We go from about here to here. Stop moving. I said not right now. Move your desk back. You're too close to him. Scoot it back. Keep going.
You want me to slide it over?
No, just stay right there. All right, so now we have our stop dots. No more.
Making too much noise.
You. Now we have our stop dots, or we have our chunks. So now we can read. So tomorrow we're going to start with the letter N. We've done R, we've done U, then we will go to N. We have run out of time for reading today. We will start with N first thing in the morning, after we do morning work, okay? So these green books are your books. So these green books are also the ones that you're going to take home, because on Thursday, Friday, we're also going to look at another passage. So this is another resource for you to use for helping with your reading strategies, okay? Ava and Malaya, I will give you yours on Thursday. So you'll be good for right now, but we will get yours to you.